Hello and welcome to this brief Brexit update. The last week in politics have been extremely busy. Last Tuesday the government finally put the withdrawal agreement to a vote in Parliament and they were defeated by a majority of 230 votes. That's the largest defeat of any sitting UK government in history. Now, immediately following the outcome of that vote, the leader of the opposition, Jeremy Corbyn, put a no confidence motion down in the government. Now, Theresa May won that vote, clearly showing that there's no appetite within the Conservative Party for a general election. The Prime Minister was then required to come back to Parliament on Monday the 21st of January and give an update on her Plan B. It came quite apparent that Plan B was a continuation of Plan A. The only real difference was that she committed that the UK would not charge EU nationals the £65 settlement fee should they wish to remain in the UK post-Brexit. She also committed to working with MPs across parties to look at the Northern Ireland backstop arrangement. Now, this is the arrangement that could possibly result in Northern Ireland remaining within the single market in the future. She then committed to go back to the EU and try and get changes to the withdrawal agreement text. Now, the EU has been pretty consistent that they will not change that text, and in fact next week the EU Parliament will start the process of that ratification. So the next key date is Tuesday the 29th of January. This is where there will be a vote and a debate within Parliament on Theresa May's Plan B. Now, there's a number of amendments that have been tabled to this vote. There's one by the leader of the opposition party, Jeremy Corbyn, which calls for the UK to remain part of the customs union and for the UK electorate to have a vote on that agreement. There's also an interesting amendment tabled by a Labour backbencher called Yvette Cooper, which calls for legislation to be put through Parliament which will force the government to extend the Article 50 deadline into at least the end of 2019. There is a growing perception that it is likely that Article 50 will be extended. Now, there are European parliamentary elections that are due to take place in May, and extending beyond July the 2nd does cause a few problems for the UK and the EU. But it's also important to remember that any extension of that deadline will also require all member states of the EU to agree to it. Now, we expect the Prime Minister to bring back the withdrawal agreement for a second vote within Parliament at some point in early February. Now, it remains unclear whether she can make this through Parliament, and it's unlikely she would suffer the same defeat that she did last week. So as of today, we are 65 days away from the 29th of March. That's the date that we are due to leave the EU. And if Parliament does nothing, the default position is that we will leave the EU under a no-deal condition. But what I can say is there's definitely a majority within Parliament that are looking to avoid that situation. So the next few weeks and months will continue with some political uncertainty, and I look forward to keeping you updated as we try and solve this Brexit conundrum. And should you have any questions at any point, feel free to reach out to me. Thank you very much.